Warning, it is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions and the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Pop-In that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You've been warned, so if you decide to listen, then don't complain like a fucker.
On today's episode, gentlemen discuss Girls' Night, what country you'd like to be from, Amelia Earhart, and who the funniest person alive is.
Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the madman Sean Day, Benoit Podcasy, Bern Podcasy, Lasmeeshma Liam Reese, and Captain Jerkbeard Tom Lavelle. Later we'll be joined by Strong Stem Steve Cabot. In case you're wondering, you can find all our content and all our stuff on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram, Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can bring you this sweet, sweet content. Sean Douglas Day, thanks for coming back, my man. How are you, sir?
Doing good, man. I'm just sold my house, bought a house in Texas, and the corporation who bought my house, they wouldn't let me rent my house back. So I'm staying at an Airbnb for 3 weeks.
Wow.
It's actually not a bad Airbnb, but it's been hectic.
Welcome to Texas. Benoit Podcasy, how are you, sir?
I'm just swell, baby. I'm swell today.
Yeah, you certainly are. Very nice. Lasmeeshma.
I got the Rona.
Yeah, he's got the Rona. Lasmeeshma,
Nice.
how you doing?
I'm great, man. I do not have the Rona.
Nice. Me either. Very good. Captain Jerkbeard, what's new?
Well, I don't have the Rona either, and for all the listeners, Captain Jerkbeard welcomed another baby into the Jerkbeard family this week.
Fan of the show, listen to the show.
Benny the Jet, 7 pounds, 9 ounces. Everyone's good, happy, healthy.
Nice.
What else do you want to know?
Congrats.
Yeah.
That's all of it right there.
Very good. Well, speaking of being happy and healthy, this is the Working Perspectives Podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
All right, Tom, give us a rundown.
All right, so on this week's episode with Eduardo Valdivieso. Did I say that?
Valdivieso. Yeah, you got it.
Valdivieso.
Yeah, whatever.
Pretty good, right? Available on all podcast platforms, YouTube, anywhere you'd like to listen or watch.
Yep.
Take a listen, take a watch. Funny episode, a lot of laughs, a lot of good content. On the episode, it was brought up, J-Dub talked about how he had a love for blueberry goat cheese, which led to Matt saying how jealous he was that he could never go to girls' night.
Yeah.
Girls' night's usually an all-female party, usually with a hostess run by another female. Men aren't allowed.
Mm-mm.
My question for you is, guys, if you're going to girls' night, what are you bringing? We'll start this one off with Sean. Sean, what are you bringing to girls' night?
I'm gonna bring my penis first, and
Shoo. You'll definitely need that.
and carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
Take a row of carrot cake.
Sleeper hit.
Costco carrot cake. Specifically.
Ooh. Is that good? I've never had it.
Dude, it's the best.
I'm a new member of the tribe of Costco, so I'm excited.
It's good. It's worth it.
Good. I'll give it a shot. Very nice.
The icing on carrot cake is what
it's-
really brings it all together,
It's
right?
a smash.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a smash. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Carrot cake. Love a good dessert. for girls' night. Liam, what are you bringing to girls' night?
I'm bringing some ceviche. Some like
Ceviche.
like red snapper or shrimp, some corn tortillas. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Ceviche, that's that stuff that like you know what I mean? Like you cook the fish in lime juice or lemon juice, like you cook it in citrus, and it always comes out just like so fucking juicy and good. So good, dude.
Ceviche? I never had it.
Yeah, it's the best.
You probably
Nice.
had it at like a restaurant and not really.
Maybe.
No,
I've had pate, so.
Meh. Not bringing popcorn, Liam?
No popcorn.
Sore
I
subject.
love seafood, so that's what I'll definitely.
Yeah.
All
Stuff
right.
to
Shout
seafood.
out.
Yep.
So we're
Shout
bringing
out.
some dick. We're bringing some carrot cake.
Yeah, my
we're
little
bringing some
shrimp dick.
ceviche.
and red snapper.
Red snapper.
Yeah.
Gotta pimp out with your shrimp out, baby.
Bern, what are you bringing to girls' night?
It's gonna pair very nicely with Liam's ceviche. I make a pretty mean peach habanero salsa. So
Wow.
I bring a little spicy salsa. Everybody likes a little dip
Okay.
here and there. We already got the corn tortillas.
Yeah.
You know, it's a tasty treat, but it's not going to go straight to your thighs. So I think that's going to be a big hit at ladies' night.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You are not wrong, my friend. You
You're
are
invited to
not
my
wrong.
ladies' night, Bern.
Hey,
Thanks, Tom.
Hey,
Matt, what are you bringing to
Uh,
ladies' night?
You know what I thought I'm gonna bring? One, if I could bring the Sex and the City complete series on DVD, I would, but I don't think anyone has a DVD player anymore. So maybe I'll just give them my HBO Max password and we'll watch some Sex and the City. So I'll bring that. But then my thought was the spinach dip bread bowl, you know, where it's like the spinach dip inside the bread bowl. You know, I don't have to cook much. Just got to cut a little bread. Sometimes they already have it pre-made, you know, a little sourdough schmutz and then whack it up. And I think it's always a hit. It's always a hit wherever you go. People love the spinach dip bread bowl. I'm just saying, you know. What about you, Tom?
I love the spinach dip bread bowl. I'm bringing the Chick-fil-A party tray, the chicken nuggets, the nuggets for the Chick-fil-A.
Wow, you can
Always
bring
a
that
hit at
to-
the party.
to
Any party you go to,
any
you bring
night,
the nuggets,
girls,
you're good.
boys, any night. That's a hit. Always.
Any time of day, really.
Yeah.
How about
and
how about kids? Does that work for kids? Because
kids love the chicken nuggets. Are you kidding?
That's a
Kid-
big hit at the kids' party.
Dude, chicken nuggets are like the kids. I feel like they're number one staple. As like
no,
a
I
food.
know that, but I've never been to like Chick-fil-A. You know,
What? You've never
Well,
been?
no,
Oh,
I mean, I had a sandwich, but not like the chicken nuggets. You know,
dude. The
Oh, well,
nuggets
so
have
what they
been
do is,
slamming.
and they're smaller. It's not like they're smaller than like a McDonald's nugget, but it's a big tray. They give you some sauces and they're just the best. You could eat like 100 of them, no problem.
They're
Oh,
Also,
dude, that
The nuggets are just the chicken breast from the sandwich cut up. Like it's nothing different. It's not like processed or different or anything. It's just like
yeah.
they just cut the sandwich into hunks and just batter it on all sides. It's pretty exceptional.
And as always,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
their pleasure.
yeah, I got to try something because I got my twin toddlers and like, dude, I'll cook like 5-course meal. They won't eat anything. They'll eat
None of
like cookies. I'm like, you kidding me?
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A will
I gotta try-
definitely be a hit.
I gotta do Chick-fil-A.
Plus,
Yeah.
Sean, they just had a guy choke out somebody that was trying to carjack a lady and her kid, a
Saw
worker
that.
from Chick-fil-A. So
of course it was a worker. Dude, Chick-fil-A sauce is so good. Too.
Oh, it's the best.
like the sauce you dunk it in. So
Oh, Chick-fil-A sauce is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Big fan.
Mm.
Fan of the show, listen to the show. Chick-fil-A
Mhm.
sauce.
What
Well,
is
guys-
Chick-fil-A? What do you think it is?
So from
Know
what
what
I
they do?
heard, it's honey mustard, ketchup, and
Ranch?
maybe, but it's something mixed.
there's some kind of
binding
smoke
agent
in it,
there.
like liquid smoke or something. I think that's what they do. That makes it taste so good.
I mean, they put a lot of incredible in it because it's
Mhm.
incredible. Would you say Bern? I mean, I think someone had said what the combination was, and I forget. But then it reminded me of pub sauce. Do you remember pub sauce, Bern?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, me and Bern worked at this bar that was famous for their wings. They had these things called pub wings. And Charles Barkley, whenever he came in, he got 2 orders of them. And it was, I mean, they're pretty good, but it was a combo. It's like hot sauce, blue cheese, and something else. I forget.
It was a kitchen sink kind of move.
Yeah.
It
But it was made
invented
by a
in
cook, right?
drunkenness, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. A cook just threw a bunch of schmutz in one night and then it was a hit. And people are like, all right, well, let's freaking do it. So
If you think
special
about
sauce.
If you think about it, that's how all great food was made. Like at some point, somebody just threw a bunch of shit together and went like, "Oh, that works really well. I'll
Yeah.
call it lasagna." You know, like it all started like that.
Not wrong. Very good. Tom, all right, what's the next thing? Let's go.
All right. Well, that last segment was my pleasure, I'll say. So this week on the Eduardo Valdivieso. Say that. How do I say it again, Matt?
Eduardo Valdivieso.
Eduardo Valdivieso, which is available on all podcasts.
Available on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Just Like This Podcast.
So Eduardo, his family is originally from Peru. He was born in America, but he's the first person to be born in America from his family. And he talked about Peru and representing and all that stuff, which got me thinking, guys, we're all proud to be American, but if you could say you were from another country, which country would it be and why? Bern, I'm going to start with you. Bern, what country would you like to be from besides the United States?
I'm gonna go Australia.
Wow, down under.
That was one of my top picks.
Yeah, you got a kick-ass accent.
Mm.
You're gonna be pretty tough because everyone I've ever met from Australia is actually fair. Even like, remember Australian Rob?
Yeah,
skinny dude in the world, but like he'd fight.
Yeah, he threw down a couple times at Yates.
Yeah,
he did well.
Yeah, for a skinny guy.
He loved the cocaine.
He sure did. But chicks dug the accent. Their healthcare system's great. Everyone there is super educated, and you learn how to fight spiders like the size of a small dog when you're a child. So you're equipped to go, like, if you've come from Australia and you've been around, there's no real wildlife anywhere else in the world that's going to have you sweat. You know, you've seen like 6-foot bats and 7-pound spiders, and yeah, I think Australia would be the jam.
I had a praying mantis outside my house today, and I don't know, it's pretty scary. I took a picture of it, but I survived, so that's me. But go ahead, Sean. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Bert, do you know the history of Australia? Like how the white man got there?
Oh yeah. They were sent there, never to return to the empire.
Yeah, it's basically a prison colony. That's exactly what it was.
Everyone
it was basically
there is criminals.
Yeah, that's why they're so badass, because they're all like, you know.
Yeah, then they've come a long way in just a few hundred years. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like that happened, 1,000 years ago.
It's recent. Yeah, it's like recent.
It's pretty recent.
There's like probably like second generation people there that were
yes.
Yeah,
we're talking like the early to mid 1800s, I think, is when they started sending people there. So
plus, I feel like they're all like hunting crocodiles. You know what I mean? Like
and
doing
boa
some cool
constrictors.
shit.
Yeah,
and
you
like
still have
stingray.
I don't have to learn another language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just have to learn the slang.
Yeah.
I already understand the language for the most part.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm going Australia.
Australia, great choice. That was in my top couple picks. Matt, if you couldn't be from the United States, you had to be from somewhere else. Where are you going to be from?
So is it? I was thinking of this. I mean, so Texas for a while wanted to be their own independent nation, but it didn't happen. So I was thinking that, but then I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But then also, I always felt like a kinship with the Canadians, but, then also you're Canadian. But then I did remember when I went to Albania and I told people what my income was, and they like shit their pants. So I might go there. And maybe if I could keep my same job, I'd be like the president of Albania, which would be nice. Food's great, people are nice, weather's incredible, smuggling guns and all kinds of good, I mean, what are you gonna do? I love guns, sure do. So maybe
I considered Vietnam just to be the tallest person, but I figured that's not the only, like, the best reason to go anywhere.
I consider Japan just so I had the biggest dick.
Yeah. Japan was on my list.
Sean, what country are you gonna be from?
I'm going with North Korea.
What the fuck?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming like I'm born in North Korea, so I'm like actually North Korean for this thought experiment. And I feel like it'd be interesting to see if I could like see through his bullshit, because apparently you go to that country and like the internet's closed down, like you have no access to the outside world. There's no porn. And it'd be interesting to see if like I would be like able to like
do you
see
think
through
if
his...
you could get like mind fucked, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't. I feel like I'd be like, this guy, I don't know, he seems kind of fucking crazy. It'd be interesting to see if I would defect, and like I could actually get across the border. And then it'd be a cool story. I could just go on podcasts all day and talk about how I used to live in North Korea.
Yeah, not a lot of people get out annually.
And there's that chick that was on
dude,
Joe Rogan.
Do you think her tits are real?
Probably not.
They can't be, right?
No.
All right. Sorry, I interrupted. You're right. The chick on Rogan talking about eating rats and shit.
Yeah. But no, but she was like saying like when she was there, like it just seemed normal. Like it's like you can't really see how much your life sucks until you see a good life. And she like thought it was fairly normal until she went to like South Korea, and then she was like, oh, this is way better. Like my life really, really sucked.
Right.
Everybody has their own shoes. They get to go sleep when they want to.
Yeah, and I feel like after like living in North Korea, like everything is awesome in life. Like, cause you could like always have this reference point.
Yeah.
Like, you could be
Only
the
way to go,
shittiest
baby.
place ever. It's like, oh yeah, it's the only place to go. You'd be happy forever.
It's not North Korea.
I mean, I'll tell you this, too, like when she was talking on Rogan, she had brought up of like, man, one day I could eat that whole mountain. You know what I mean? Just because they were hungry. Because she never knew what the concept of being full was. Because at that point, she'd never eaten so much that she was full.
That's nuts.
Could you imagine? Like, none of us, like, we all knew what being full was when we were babies,
Well, the thing is, I mean, I didn't like see like her at all, but like definitely on deployments, like when you're like 3-4 months in, 5 months in, you start like forgetting what like America was like, and you almost become like native. And like I could see how that you could have that mindset, because I saw it on deployments, being in like all over the world in pretty bad spots.
Yeah.
So.
Our old man was stationed in Korea, and he still held some resentment to him. He
ate his dog.
They ate his dog, legit ate his dog. And then his like biggest insult would be like say if you like, I don't know, like we're getting like a soda or something and didn't ask him, and he'd be like, whoa, what am I, North Korean? And then it'd be like, oh yeah, sorry, here, whatever. But that was his, threw that around a lot, the old, what am I, North Korean? So either way, all right.
Instead of chopped liver, he was.
Keep it moving, Tom.
Liam, where are you going to be from if you're not from the United States?
So the richest country in the world, their median income is 145K a year. I would be born in Luxembourg.
Whoa.
It's the richest country in the world.
Per
According
capita?
According to Google, yeah.
Richest company per capita. That makes sense. So I guess there's like 100 people there, and they're all making milli.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know anything about the country, but I know that if you're born there, your chances are just pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So there's like 195 countries, and like we pretty much hit the jackpot being born in America. But if you're born there, like you really like hit the country lottery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but do you think like there's
shitty places you could be born?
But do you think like they're still jealous though? Because like, I mean, we've got poor people in this country that are poor, but they got iPhones and they're fat.
Yeah.
Like, are they really poor? I feel like there's probably like still some jealousy there. They're like, oh, he's fucking so and so's got fucking 3 Teslas and I only got 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably all perspective. You know what I mean? You probably like think you're not well off, but you really are. It's like, there's probably a person from like, say, like Sudan or like Venezuela or, you know what I mean? Like dirt poor in a country where like, you know what I mean? If they saw like a homeless guy or a poor person here, they'd be like, you're fucking living like a king, So it probably all depends on how you came up and all that.
Yeah.
Your environment.
You're not wrong. All right, Tom, what about you?
Luxembourg.
So I thought about it, like I was thinking about like how Matt, I was like, Canada, nah. Australia was one of my front runners, and I was like, nah, like that wasn't gonna be my number one. I thought about like some South American countries, like Brazil, for the women.
Brazil.
Being from Brazil might be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Then I just ended up going with Old Faithful, Ireland.
Yeah.
I love Ireland.
That was on my list.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Go to the pub.
Sure.
Eat potatoes, whatever.
Hang out in Innisfree.
Yeah. Everyone loves the Irish for some reason.
I mean, except for the Northern Irish.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
And the English.
Yeah.
And the English.
So, all right. Nice. Very good. Keep it moving, Tom.
All right. So on this week's episode of Eduardo Valdivieso, they were talking about coconut crabs and how coconut crabs were the scariest crab going.
They are
This was
fucking
brought up
terrifying.
when they were talking about Amelia Earhart. And so Amelia Earhart was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. Later on, she tried to go around the world and went missing. Some say she died. Either way, she was a celebrity at the time that passed away, and it shocked the nation. Guys, what's a celebrity that when they passed away was the biggest, it got you? What's up, Matt?
I would just like to go first with this so no one steals my answer. But the celebrity that passed away that shocked me the most, and it really hurt me hard, was Patrick Swayze.
Oh.
Swayze.
The ghost himself. He was Derry in The Outsiders. He was in Roadhouse. I mean, like, he's fucking Patrick Swayze, you know, dude. He was in Red Dawn. Like, he's just fucking incredible, man. But when he went, I was like, this is just this world that, you know, it doesn't deserve it any. You know what I mean? Not even
he had pancreatic cancer.
I don't know. But
That's when my dad died of pancreatic cancer.
Really?
That's the worst, dude.
Yeah,
Pancreatic
yeah.
Yeah,
cancer.
Swayze
Sorry to
did
hear
have
that.
cancer, some kind of cancer.
It was 6 years my dad had it, but anyway.
Oh,
6 years.
fuck.
That's actually pretty
Yeah.
long for pancreatic cancer, isn't
Yeah,
it?
he was a hard bastard. He just kept surviving.
So funny.
But I was gonna say Swayze though, like my favorite anything of him is the SNL skit with fucking Chris
Yeah.
Farley. That's still the best. That's
Oh
like the
yeah,
best.
the Chippendales.
Chippendales, that's still the best.
Yeah.
That holds up to this day.
Oh, it's
Oh.
hilarious.
I can
One of
watch
the
it
best
20
all
times.
time.
and
Yeah.
it's still hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
dude.
thought about going with you because there was a certain market maybe of bigger women, but overall we decided to go with Patrick Swayze because, well,
Your
he's
body is
extremely-
just so bad.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say.
I think they say it's like your body is so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
And he's
cried.
like,
He cried
right,
after that.
yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
They said he cried after that skit.
Like in real life.
Yeah. He was
Oh,
like,
that's
it really
sad, man.
upset him because he was like, they're laughing at him, not with him, kind of thing. So, but whatever. It was fucking hilarious. He didn't care that much when he was getting laid and railing speedballs, if you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
seriously.
Fucking that guy pottied. All right. Keep
Liam,
moving.
who's a celebrity that passed away that hit you the most?
So I had a couple names written down, but one like was the pretty obvious winner. When Tom Petty died, that one pretty much like shook me the most because the way he died and everything. And like I remember listening to him when I was like super, super young, like at like family get-togethers and stuff. Just, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, he's always been like one of my favorites. And then for him to pass the way he did was
Yeah.
pretty sad, you know.
A
Yeah.
cool
Like, I had-
thing. Oh, sorry.
I had Stan Lee, but he was like so old already and passed
Yeah.
like pretty naturally. But like Tom Petty, that one actually did like make me feel
That came
kinda-
out of kind of nowhere
sad,
too.
you know? Yeah.
He was young too. It was like 66 or something. He was pretty.
Yeah, he
How
was
old was
fairly
he?
young
I mean,
for when he did
He
pass
didn't
away.
back down, you know.
Well, that's what we were at the Eagles game that week when he passed away, and of course they're playing Tom Petty music everywhere, and so
Mhm.
then they play "Won't Back Down," and then the whole place is like kind of singing the song, and there's like, "Hey, baby," you know,
Yeah.
there ain't no
Mhm.
easy way out. Place went nuts. It was pretty awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
and remember when he did the Super Bowl halftime show? That was like the last halftime show I remember like not completely fucking hating. When they played, I think it was when the first time the Giants beat the Patriots,
Oh,
Tom
wait.
Petty was the halftime show. And it was the last time there was a halftime show that I didn't completely fucking hate.
That
Who
was
did the
was up-
halftime show this year?
I thought this year was
Dr.
awesome.
Dre.
It was
good,
yeah,
dude.
remember
That was an
Eminem,
awesome one.
Dr.
Yeah, I was
Dre.
like, I remember liking this year's. All the old
Yeah,
heads at work were like, "That Pat was worst halftime show I ever saw in my life." I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever."
Yeah, he was only 66 years old. That's young.
Damn.
Wow,
That's
that is
brutal.
Yeah, it says
What a fucking life he lived though.
it says accidental drug overdose,
Yep.
autopsy found fentanyl, oxycodone, and Xanax.
Yeah, 'cause
What? He was fucking on fucking H?
Yeah, because he was trying to like keep up with like touring and doing shows and stuff, but he's still old, you know. A
I
lot of them
mean-
do that. A lot of the old rockers are like doing shit just to be able to still move around on stage and like, you know what I mean? Do
Yeah.
a 2-3
Plus-
hour show and everything.
Plus, just because there's fentanyl in his system doesn't mean that he knew he was taking fentanyl.
Yeah,
you know
true
what I
that.
mean? Which is one
Yeah,
of
but
the.
he fucking knew he was taking heroin.
I knew he was taking something.
Yeah. With Oxy, I mean, well, didn't when we had Ian Hogan on the show a couple months ago, which the episode's available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Expects Podcast, broke the record for most views on YouTube for our channel. But either way, when he was on, he talked about being,
I'm on the show.
yeah, you're on the show, buddy. When
Is that
he
Steve?
he talked about when he was in Oregon, he OD'd because they took their oxys, but they put them with fentanyl,
Yeah,
right?
they just use pill presses and they'll just take
Yeah,
fent and like, you know, whatever they can find and then press it to look exactly like an Oxy or a Xanax or something, and then it's just because I mean, I guess if you're knocked out from it, like you think it's the other drug. I don't know.
Dude, do you remember he told the story of he fucking OD'd on fentanyl, right?
Mhm.
On like the Oxy, the fake gimmicks, right? And then he he still had some left in his cigarette pack. So after he OD'd, he got back, and then he's like, all right, this time I'll only take a half. And I'll set a timer.
Yeah.
Like he would have been fucking awake if the timer
Yeah,
went
like
off
you would
and he
even know.
OD'd.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? So I don't know, but that was a really great show. He was a great guest, really one of our best. So all right, nice, cool. Tom, keep it moving.
Bern, who's a celebrity that passed away that hit you the hardest?
Unexpectedly, since I would never like root it for the guy or anything, it was Kobe, man.
Cool, bro.
That's a good one.
Just,
That was
That
way
is
just
up there
like,
with me.
well,
He's
you know,
dead?
it was right after I had my kid too.
I'm
and
not
just,
laughing.
just the thought of like being in that helicopter with one of your kids and having that realization of like, oh shit, nothing I can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he just won a fucking Oscar. Like, you know, I rooted against Kobe forever, but it's like rooting against Jeter. Like, eventually you have to be like, okay, that guy was the fucking best.
Game,
you know what I
respect
mean?
game, baby.
But Kobe hit me hard. I wouldn't have guessed. Not one of my favorite celebrities or whatever, but just
He's a
a weird
baller.
one.
That's
He was a
one where I'll remember
baller.
where I was when I,
Same.
you know, it's like,
Same.
damn, like it hit me. And then not knowing what happened and like different reports coming out
And
that
it's like it can't
his
be true,
daughter was
right?
on the board, or
Yeah.
that his whole family was like, I saw a report that his whole family was on the helicopter, or him and all his kids, and I was like, oh my
was a mess,
god, like
dude.
that's the worst thing I ever heard. And then to find out all the other families that were on there, and like you said, Bern, that realization, you're going down and your kid's there and there's nothing you can do. I mean,
Nothing you can
that's
do, man.
just,
I couldn't get that.
I'd
thought
rather
out of my
be,
head.
you know, obviously you'd rather be by yourself at that point. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that would be the worst part, seeing your kid.
Plus, it would probably happen like that, you know? Damn.
Hopefully.
Man, you hope. All right. So, all right, Tom, what about you? What
Sean's up. Sean,
Oh.
what's a celebrity that, or famous person that passed away that hit you the most?
I think for me, it wasn't necessarily his career, which he had a good career, but it was Bob Saget.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, he had a good career, but like, I guess for me, it like made me feel lucky because, you know, I've had a lot of head trauma over the years. I've been hospitalized at one point for like 60 days because of it.
Damn.
And apparently that's how he died. Apparently, like, they're not sure exactly what happened, but he did a show, fell down, and then like
Seems like he banged his
And
head
then
and went to sleep and just didn't
banged
wake
his
up.
head and just didn't wake up. And I was like, dude, like
Whoa.
that kind of. I mean, they didn't find the toxicology. They didn't find anything. So apparently, they think he basically had like a brain bleed, like a concussion, like a stroke type deal. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, how fucking lucky am I? Like, I've been in similar situations, been hitting the head, falling down, and I'm fine. I've been numerous times, and I was fine. And him one time, and
Did you ever get schwacked like something by like an IED or something, like maybe collateral to that, like being around an explosive or something, Sean?
No, yeah. So for me, like, I was basically giving the analogy, like, it's like we find out now with boxing, like getting jabbed in the head over and over again is actually way worse than getting knocked out once. And that's basically what Navy SEALs go through, because in training we shoot, you know, huge rockets called Carl Gustav rockets, which are 84 millimeters. We're next to your head. You're using C4 in close spaces. It's all, you know, you get massive expansion of air, compression. So it actually takes your brain and blows it up and shrinks it over and over again. So basically, when I got out of the military, I got an fMRI, and they found like 14 lesions in my brain, which are basically like little spots where just blood's not going. It's basically scar tissue. And so for me, it was never like a one big event. It was just a lot of
accumulation,
essentially head, you know, jabs to the head, but with like explosions, just routine training. And like, and all the SEALs, all of us, we all have issues, and it's like it's being documented now. But it took them years and years because typical MRIs couldn't see it because the imagery wasn't good enough. So they get fMRI imagery, which is it's basically just high definition imagery, and they do nuclear contrast, and they make you do math problems and talk, and while they're doing the MRI, and they can actually map your entire brain. And it was like, it took them like basically a decade for them to figure out what was going on with me.
Damn.
Is that, would you say that training is necessary for being a SEAL, or is it a little excessive?
Yeah, good question.
I would say for long-term health, no, but like in the short term to stay alive, I think it it is because
It was
we did so
training
much.
that came in handy.
Yeah, we did so much live fire training that like when I remember the first time I shot my gun, I didn't even think. It was literally I just pulled the trigger and it was like it felt like it was training. And it's kind of like when you're wrestling or boxing. It's like you train the move so many times, you don't even think about it. You just do it and you need that reaction, right?
Yeah.
Same thing in combat. And the only way you're gonna get that in combat is to do live fire training. Just like wrestling, people get good at wrestling, you have to have really, really hard practice and you have to just react. And the same thing. So I would say for the short term health of a Navy SEAL, yeah. But if you want people to live for a long time, no, not at all.
Yeesh.
Well, I just
So-
meant like it is a necessity just for being out there and doing your
Okay.
job.
I would say this. I mean, if you want me to live till I'm 85 years old, 90 years old, no, don't do that. But if you want to live till I'm 40, yeah, because I'm pretty confident that if I didn't have some of that training, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't be here right
Yeah.
now. No, I mean, who knows how long I'm gonna live? We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
But you could have not done that and gotten hit by a car when you're 30. So it doesn't fucking. That's all the same.
Yeah, but anyways, like Bob Saget, it just like made me really like realize like how truly lucky I am. He just fell down one time in a hotel room.
Yeah.
You know, in a hotel room, and he's fucking dead.
Damn.
Hilarious guy. His stand up too is so fucking
Dude.
funny. It was so
Dude.
off the wall. I was like, what the hell? This is
Dude.
Bob Saget?
Dude, that's
The
the best part is like as a kid, we all knew him as, you know,
Danny
funny
Tanner,
some
Danny
videos.
Tanner, man.
Yeah, and Danny Tanner. And then like I had no idea he was that dirty. Like I was like, this is awesome. I was like, this is awesome.
Dude, I remember finding out that he was filthy. I was like, fucking Danny Tanner? Talk about banging Kimmy Gibbler? What the? You know, like he was great. He was great too doing cameos. Like, remember when he was on Entourage? Oh, he
Oh yeah.
stole the show. Stole the
Oh,
show.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
it's
he's
pretty
great.
amazing too. Like you could never get away this day and age with like he would travel the country and just tell cunt jokes over and over and over again, and then every Sunday night be like, "All right, watch this kid fall off a swing," and like everyone, he was just as good as that.
Come
As
here,
he was
Stephanie. I
at
need
the
to
other
talk
stuff.
to you about
Yeah.
life.
He really ranged. He really ranged.
Also,
Nice.
shout out from Harleysville and a Temple alum.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You
I
didn't
didn't
know
know
that?
I did
Yeah.
not know
No.
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bobby Saget. He went to Abington.
Mm.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
knew that he used to suck dick for coke.
That's like probably the most quoted line from that fucking
Yeah.
movie, you know?
He said that in his stand-up. He's like, "Yeah, that's like walking down
Yeah.
the street with your daughters for the next 20 years, and people yelling, 'Hey, Bob, you still suck dick for coke?'"
Nice.
What a legacy.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so
Tom, who's your celebrity?
celebrity that hit me obviously Kobe was one that popped in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Heath Ledger popped in my head.
Ooh.
Tupac, Biggie, Kurt Cobain, those all popped in my head. But the one I'm gonna go with, the one that was the craziest for me, as you guys know, I'm a big professional wrestling fan. Owen Hart. The night Owen Hart passed
that's
away,
brutal.
was one of
God.
the biggest, craziest things that I've ever seen, and it was like heartbreaking the whole next day when they had the Monday
pun
Night Raw
intended.
episode, when they had the whole thing. And then now growing up, like being older and listening to podcasts and different wrestlers like points of view when all that was going on, I'm a huge Bret Hart fan, and talking about him and his life going on with Owen's wife, Owen's family, the whole deal. It was maybe the most tragic thing. I mean, you know, as growing up that I can remember as far as a celebrity death. But
And we were like what, like early high school?
yeah,
Yeah,
early
I was
high
gonna say
school.
I was watching that in my buddy's basement, so we were probably talking like 97, 98, like
Yeah.
mid to late 90s. I'm thinking, I feel like I was 15 or 16 years old.
Yeah, it
we were
sounds
watching the
right.
pay-per-view. Like,
Yeah, so were we. And so what was weird about it too was like the next day, and you know, they had all these guys that were bad guys and like crazy, and like you know, like a Mick Foley, Mankind was like this nut, and like Triple H was this like bad guy, and then they're telling like real stories about Owen, and like you see the real person, and kind of was all a catapult for that Attitude Era, and that going into, you know, the reality TV and stuff like that. It was, you know, you saw behind the curtain there after that happened, and it was a crazy time to be alive.
The spring of 99, May of 99. That's what
Right.
happened.
Yeah, so I think I was like 14. But so
Man,
All right.
that's a big one. Owen Hart, that's a big one.
Mhm.
yeah, that was crazy for me.
So
All right, guys. So now we got a new segment on the show. And at this point of the show, we're going to be voting on and giving our nominees for whom we think is the funniest person alive right now, alive today on the planet. Who is the funniest person alive? Now, there is a little bit of a twist here. So when we put the poll up, there are only 4 options allowed to go up on the poll. So on the last poll that we did, which was the noodle of the year, we had 5 people, but we can only put up 4. They only allow you to do 4 on the Twitter. And so there will only be 4.
Robbed.
So we will have to go around and vote one off the island. So we're all going to nominate who we think is the funniest person alive right now. And then we will go around and vote off the island. So
and you're not allowed to vote for yourself when you vote.
Right. You got to vote. Well, you're voting someone off.
I mean, if you're
so.
voting yourself off.
All right.
Unless you want, you can vote yourself off if you'd like.
Unless everyone's answers are better, then you might want to vote yourself
That's
off.
true.
You know?
That's true. Like, Kobe was a big one for me when we talked about the last one. So I would have been like, oh, okay. That was one that was definitely in my mind to think about.
Yeah.
But so either way, we're going to do who's the funniest person alive. Everyone will get a couple minutes to make their case. And then, like I said, all 5 of us will vote and we will eliminate one and put the rest up on a poll to see who the ultimate funniest person alive is, according to the Working Perspectives podcast. So, funniest person alive. Let's start with Matt. Matt, who's the funniest person alive right now?
I had thought about this, and you're you could always say like Bill Burr, or you know what I mean, or Tom Segura, like one of those. But someone popped in my mind who, to me, like, it fucking cracks me up when he does this. I'm talking about the Sunday Conversations with Caleb Presley.
Yeah,
Dude,
he is hilarious.
He is hysterical. Right? Like the one he did with Riff Raff was hilarious. The one he did with Randy Orton was hilarious.
Yeah.
And
when he gave him the note.
Yeah.
Matt, so tell what he did with that. That was hilarious. He's like, Randy, can you read? Do you know how to read? And Randy's like, I know how to read. He's like, all right, well, read this. And he hands him over a note. He's like, I'm not going to read this. He's like, oh, because you can't read. And he's like, I can't read. And he's like, oh, you can't read. He goes, well, that's what the note says. It's the greatest. All right. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead. Caleb Presley.
Yeah. He asked Riff Raff because Riff Raff's pretty good at coming up with names. And it was he asked him if Elon Musk and Megan Thee Stallion had a baby, what would the name of the baby be? And the answer was Scientific Stallion. So yeah, pretty great stuff. So Caleb Presley's up there. Also, my sleeper, I'll just say, to ruin this for somebody else, is the one and only MJF. It's fucking hilarious. But either way, Caleb Presley is
Caleb Presley. Write it down, Matt. You got a pen there? Can you write it down? We need to write
I'll put it in the chat.
I have no idea who that is.
Look him up. He's on
Barstool. He is really funny. He does Sunday Conversation. He just had one with Ric Flair last week. It was pretty funny. And then he had one with
Aaron Rodgers.
That was great. Either way, Caleb Presley, Matt's nominee. Remember, we will be voting someone off. So keep that in mind. Sean, who is the funniest person alive today in the world?
I was kind of on the same thing, same thought process as Matt. I was going to say Bill Burr because I figured someone was going to say it already. But Bill Burr's my favorite. But for the purpose of this answer is Doug Stanhope.
Ooh,
classic.
Doug Stanhope's pretty good.
Doug Stanhope, he's like really good. The problem with him is that he's a raging alcoholic. And so it's like hit or miss. Like you can go to one show and it's like completely terrible. He's on stage, has no idea where he's at. But then other times he's on and he's got no filters, which is why a lot of people don't know about him because he has no filters. And like, you're not going to see him on like Netflix. You're not going to see him really anywhere. I mean, sometimes his stuff on YouTube gets flagged. It gets taken down. So Doug Stanhope.
I love Doug Stanhope. He is hilarious.
He's fucking good. Nice.
Liam, who is the funniest person on the planet today?
Oh, so nobody's gonna go Bill Burr. I'm gonna say Theo Von. See that
I
guy
love
that comes
Theo
on?
Dude.
He's fucking hilarious.
He's pretty good.
So funny.
And his show is pretty good. Like if you go on like
this last weekend, right?
Yeah, I think that's called. But his show's pretty good too. Whitney Cummings, I think was the girl's name. That episode was hilarious, dude.
Yeah. She was pretty good.
Theo Von's I like Theo Vaughn too, because like he says things that are not even funny. Like if you or me were to say it, it's not funny at all. But just the way he says it with his mullet and that backwoods like way he talks, it's just hilarious.
Yeah,
I was
his
watching a
timing
clip.
is great.
He said, like, man, I grew up with some kid who tried to fast himself out of being gay one time. You know, he didn't eat for like 20 days. And Rogan's like, he didn't eat for 20 days. Like, yeah, man, he's just ribs and dick after that. Like, where does he come up with this shit? It's just like, you know.
Or he's like, what's the one? He's like, I'm not the sharpest spoon in the bowl drawer. I'm like, what? It makes literally no sense. Bowl drawer, like
yeah. They showed this video. They were going through like these videos and they were watching some crazy lady just have like this meltdown. And he's like, oh man, Red Rover, y'all can keep that bitch. I was losing it. He just has like in like these stories he tells, I'm like, are any of these really real, or does he just like write this shit down and like have this?
Yeah, the one where he's got the blender and he's got to go get his landlord and he's doing all this coke. And then Rogan asked him, he's like, "Oh yeah, was that back in your 20s or whatever?" He's like, "I was like 2 years ago."
Well, do you guys remember him on what was it?
Opie and Anthony?
No,
Real World Road Rules.
The Real World.
Yeah, I
He
do.
was like weird. He was like
yeah.
weird on that show. He was like wasn't even really funny. I don't know if it's like the way like they cut it.
I remember
like they kind of cut him and edited it as him like some weird dude that would like go walk out in the creek and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was on like a journey at that point, but then eventually he did like he did want to do stand up, and he even had like they had a show called Last Comic Standing that he did. He was on like in the early seasons. But yeah, you're right. At first, he was like a total fucking noob, but then he kind of like found his shtick in comedy. Now he doesn't even want that brought up. You know what I mean? Like he's like that's bad for my brain. You know?
I don't even think his stand-up is very funny. Like I like it, but I just like him sitting there bullshitting. Like the stuff he says is just like
like him just watching him like just reading the news is funny.
Yeah. And his reactions,
his takes on it,
his takes on everything, and like I'm like, does he just work on these takes over and over? Like it's just like so natural to him. The one day, like he's like, man, my favorite type of weed is cocaine.
Dude, plus, dude, when he gets on like those insult battles with like Chris D'Elia or Brendan Schaub, you know what I mean? Like they're fucking hilarious.
And what's the Asian dude, Bobby
Lee?
Bobby
They
Lee.
all crush him. It is so funny.
I think he has him on that show a lot too. Like,
you know who's a sleeper funny guy too? Have you listened to Andrew Santino at all?
Andrew Santino is really funny.
Andrew Santino is very funny. He is fucking pretty good. I would check him out. If you haven't listened to Andrew Santino, he's pretty good.
He's got a good pod too.
Yeah, and him and Bobby Lee have a pod called Bad Friends where he shits on Bobby Lee all the time and like tries to date him.
He's got a pod called
he's a
Whiskey
red
Ginger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whiskey Ginger is his gimmick. Yeah,
And he's on that show Dave, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
shout out.
This like YouTube and everything like that really has done a lot for the stand-up community. Them being able to put out it on on YouTube now. There's 100 new stand-ups like that are out there right now that are like all hilarious. I was watching a couple the other day and like these people I never even heard of, and I was like, this guy is fucking like so funny.
Dude, did you ever get the shorts, like the stand-ups on like the YouTube shorts, like the minute gimmicks? They'll throw up like the clips. Like sometimes they're so funny. Plus, and there's this one guy. He's like, God, I think he's Greek. Is like, oh fuck, what's his name? He's like big old chubby guy. He's got like a space in his teeth. I think his name's like Stavros or something. He is fucking hilarious. He is so good. Him. But then,
Stavros. I watched this. This. This was really
and
good.
like, dude, what's his name? Andrew Schultz. He's another one. He's big. He fucking used YouTube like.
Yeah, let's just keep eliminating my choices. That's cool. That's awesome. Matt came in and bullied everyone and was like, I was going to take Bill Burr, but now no one's allowed to because I said I was going to. I almost want to take Bill Burr just to be like, screw you, man.
Yeah, dude, do it.
I left.
Bill,
it is funny how we all thought like because Bill Burr was one of
Bill,
mine too.
Yeah, he's on everyone's list.
It's everyone's
dude,
list.
He's the best. Let's be honest.
That should we just say it's Bill
you could
Burr.
say Louis
Yes.
C.K. Louis C.K. still out there.
I got somebody else.
All right.
All right.
Bern,
It's
your
called
turn, pal.
It's called 50 Years of continued excellence.
Okay.
The funniest person on the planet is Bill Murray.
Wow.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Bill
I love Bill Murray.
Murray.
Is he a stand-up though?
Nope.
Does he do?
Doesn't
That
have
wasn't
to be.
that wasn't the question. Funniest person on the planet.
Funniest person alive.
That's true. It's true.
Funniest
Doesn't have to be
person.
a stand-up.
I'll
no.
tell you, when Bill Murray dies, that's really gonna affect me.
It'd be a
That's
bad day.
gonna fucking bust me, dude. Bill Murray is fucking awesome. He's Bill fucking Murray.
And just the coolest dude. You
The
always
coolest.
see shit of him like popping in at a wedding or something like that, and then like taking pictures. And like I was watching a golf clip the other day, and he was like in some pro-am or whatever, and he like has like a 5-footer, just walks up, doesn't even look, taps it, and it goes in the hole, and he just throws his club down and like walks away.
The greatest Bill Murray story I ever heard, which he eventually ended up confirming. There was this guy. He was like, I'm at Wrigley Field and I'm taking a piss. I'm standing there, and somebody comes up behind me and puts their hands over my eye. He's like, and I turn around, like dick out, ready to fight, and it's Bill Murray, and he just goes, "No one's ever gonna believe this," and just washes his hands and walks away. Like, no one's ever going to believe this. Just so you know, no one will ever believe this story. And then it got around years later. He was like, I've done that to more than one. I'm embarrassed to say I've done that to more than one person. So I'm sure that guy was telling the truth.
Dude, that's incredible. Yeah. That's incredible.
You have to know how funny you are to try that.
Oh,
you know,
if any
in
of us
Chicago
tried that
at a Cubs game,
yeah,
just going to blindfold some guy with his dick in his hand and not expect to get punched.
You definitely couldn't do that at a Sox game.
He knew he wasn't getting punched. Yeah, I'm going Bill Murray.
Wow,
I love Bill Murray.
Great choice.
Great pick, Bern.
Yeah, Tom. Who do you have? Who's
All
left?
right, so like everyone else, I thought of.
Just an FYI,
Bill
only
Burr.
white people have been chosen. Just saying.
Well, I'm about to change all of that, Matthew. Good thing I'm here for the culture. So
For the culture.
the person I'm thinking about has had a stand-up career. They've had many shows, hosted many shows. They got in trouble a couple times with the Asian community. They've gotten in trouble for a couple times. They're a big basketball fan. And one of the callers in was ripping on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who was his favorite team, right? And he said, this caller was from Flint, Michigan. He responded, "Go have yourself a nice glass of brown water." He said to the caller. The funniest man alive that I think he makes me laugh all the time, Mr. Steve Harvey. I love Steve Harvey. I think he's hilarious. All his shows, I'm cracking up. His facial expressions, his reactions,
Dude,
everything.
Him
I
on the
love
feud.
Steve Harvey.
Steve
Family
Harvey
Feud,
on the
he's so
feud.
funny.
He is incredible. If you go down a rabbit hole of like funniest moments from Family Feud, you will piss yourself. He is so fucked, dude. It's your boy. Steve, it's your man, Steve Harvey. He is the fucking best, dude.
Yeah, he is fun. And he used to be dead broke. He used to sleep in a fucking he was sleeping in a car for like 6 years. You know what I mean? And now he's like, you know, I just buy cars, and when I buy cars, I think about, okay, if I gotta live in this car, can I do it? And he was talking about how when he first got his first big paycheck, he went to this place. I was buying alligator shoes. They had a whole wall full of alligator shoes. And I just sitting there and I was like, point at that one. You know what? That one too. And he's, I bought 8 pairs of alligator shoes.
Nice.
He was cracking me up. But all his reactions on Family Feud and everything like that, I'm just like, I love this guy. He's so fucking funny.
He has like good moments too. Like I'll see clips of him on his show, the Steve Harvey show, like his talk show, like doing good shit. Like he's a good dude too. You know what I mean? Like he's good for he's good to people, you know.
Plus,
and
he's like, he is who he is. You know what I mean? There's no nonsense. Like he's gonna say, like, kind of like a Barkley. When Barkley says something, like, I love Barkley, and some like he says what he's gonna say, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's kind of Harvey too, which I like.
Who we gonna honorable mention for this list? Because we gotta do it. Like Bill Burr, obviously, Louis C.K., obviously. I was gonna throw Kevin Hart out there. You know,
I was gonna say like my favorite skit of all time is fucking Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah,
that is
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he's got to be on.
But the thing is, like, I don't know. For some reason, when I heard the question, I thought it was like stand up. I don't like his stand up. I actually don't like his stand up at all. I don't like Chappelle's stand up
too
at all.
political.
I don't. It's not funny to me. But his fucking, but his skits are like some of the best. And Clayton
Chris
Bigsby,
Rock.
Chris Rock's
Rock's good.
Yeah.
Shout out Tim Robinson. I Think You Should Leave is a sketch show on Netflix, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Show is
I've
hilarious.
heard that show,
Dude, that show is so funny.
Incredibly awkward. Is that right?
It's so good.
I Think You Should Leave.
I Think You Should
it's
Leave
so
on
funny.
Netflix.
It is so funny. He's right.
And then he was also did a show called Detroiters, which was actually on Comedy Central, which was actually pretty funny as well.
You know,
What's the one where he's talking about the shirts, like the funny shirt store? And he's
Which-
arguing with the guys he's arguing with the
Wait,
people at work that he spent all the money on those goofy shirts.
It's like Johnny Zips shirts or whatever.
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
like some weird
$800
shirt
shirts.
store. Yeah, he gets so mad at everyone.
They're outing him for spending all of his per diem
Yeah.
on these shirts.
Yeah.
was this guy Tim Robinson? Was he on SNL?
SNL, he was on SNL.
Isn't he dating 80 Bryant or with
I don't
80
know.
Bryant?
What about Will Ferrell? Will
Well,
Ferrell's another
Will
one, dude.
fucking Ferrell.
I will say
Yeah.
the only he was on SNL for a year as a
And
writer
you went with
performer,
Caleb Presley, Matt.
and
What a terrible pick.
Who did you go with again? Oh, Steve. Fuck. Must be nice
got-
to sit back and have
Yeah,
all these
sorry,
great,
Matt.
you know.
Anyway, go to-
we're already
Oh,
saying.
man,
oh,
I think
wow.
that's 2 votes. Are we
um,
voting now? Should we all vote? Does anyone want to change their answer? You can
God.
speak now or forever hold your peace. You can
Maybe
change
I
your
should.
answer.
Maybe I should.
You got
'cause-
5, 4.
Will
3.
Ferrell outtakes
Dude.
are the best.
Will
Yeah.
Ferrell outtakes
Yeah.
are hilarious.
In
Way funnier
Eastbound
than-
and Down, Eastbound and
Oh
Down
my
outtakes are
God.
so funny.
Yo, it's
dude.
coming back. Did you see that?
What? No, I
Danny
did
Bryan's
not
coming back
see
to
that.
do another season of
Oh,
Eastbound
yes.
and Down.
That's so
Break
great.
down to my plum.
Yeah, that's
Look at him,
good.
I'm
That's
bummed.
great news.
Life's
He's
coming
talking about
back.
his son. No, let the boy
Let
watch.
the boy watch. I could tell she did not like it. Bridge is ready for market.
What was his name? Ashley what? His name is Ashley.
Ashley
remember the
Schaefer,
card-
BMW.
Ashley Schaefer.
Ashley
Yeah.
Schaefer BMW. All right.
Is Matt changing his answer?
Matt's changed his answer
To Bill Burr?
Bill
to
Burr.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, you dick.
You son of a bitch.
Caleb
I knew
it
Presley
was a
is
setup
off
the
the
whole
table.
time.
Wait, hold on.
Set up the whole time.
Have you seen the Will Ferrell one from, I want to say it's from Anchorman 2, when he's talking about jerking off to Aunt Jemima?
Oh my
God.
god.
He's like, she got me there like I'd never been there before. He's like, I ran down ejaculate like what he said. He's like the lava on Pompeii. except for it being lava, it was frothy ejaculate.
God.
Yo, if do yourself a favor and watch that fucking clip. It is so fucking funny.
Nice.
All right, so Matt
We're
changes
voting.
to Bill Burr. Guys, this is our last chance to change your things. If you want to change it, you can. If not, we're gonna be voting.
All right.
All right.
Shane, that was your chance. All right, let's vote. So okay. Sean, we'll start with you. Who are you voting off?
Voting off?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm
Because
not
only
prepared.
4 people make the poll.
Well, fucking Caleb Presley. Who the hell is that guy?
He's already gone. I switched my
Matt
answer to
changed it
Bill,
to Bill
Burr.
Bern, what did you say?
I said Bill Murray.
I'm gonna go with Bill Murray.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fucking
He's a,
shots.
he's a
I'm
good
gonna go with
actor.
Bill Burr.
He's not
I'm
that
going
funny.
Bill Burr.
He's not that
Wow.
funny. He's a good
You're
actor.
voting off Bill Burr.
Burning off Bill Burr. Yeah.
Wow.
What? Just to stick it to me, you son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
You
Yeah.
know what, Bern? I'm with you. Bill Burr voted
Well, that's
off.
2 for Murray then. That's 2 for Murray.
It's up to you,
Liam.
Liam.
Who's
Doug
going?
Stanhope is
I
still
wasn't going to vote for either of those. I was going to vote for Steve Harvey.
Did I change my vote to Steve Harvey?
You still got 2. Oh man.
Wait, so what? It's down to me, and what were the 2 and the 2? Bill Murray and who? And Bill
Bill
Burr I have
Burr.
to pick from?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. That's rough.
One was
To
a
pick from
thoughtful
those
answer,
two?
well considered. The other one was a cheat move by the host. Take
What?
it however you
Yo,
want.
come on.
Ooh, valid point.
Yeah, if we have to say the funniest person alive, and then like Bill Murray dies this week, so I have to say Bill Burr. I have to vote Bill Burr off because Bill Murray. You're saying all time. I'm sorry. Plus, like, I don't know if I could live with myself if I voted Bill Murray off
I don't know
because,
how
like,
Matt's
you
going
know,
to.
Yeah, man.
yeah, that's tough. You guys put me in a bad spot, but I can't vote Bill Murray off.
I think
Wow.
Matt
a vote
put
for
all
Bill.
of us in a bad spot.
A vote
Whoa,
for
I
Bill
did.
Burr is really a vote against Caleb Presley. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
And then we're letting Stanhope fly. Everyone's fine with Stanhope.
Flew right under the radar, baby. Flew right
You know
just
what?
the way Stanhope likes it.
Stanhope was there from the beginning.
Stanhope in his prime is funnier than anyone.
Yeah, and Stanhope does have like stand-ups that would make me crack up back in the
It's
day.
just-
Like so.
When he's terrible, he's very, very terrible.
So I mean,
But it didn't come down to that. It came down. My original choice was Steve Harvey. I don't even think he's funny, even in Family Feud. The contestants say funny shit, and then he just reacts to it. Any comedian alive could do
You know,
that.
first it's popcorn, now it's Steve
Steve
Harvey.
Harvey.
You better fucking watch it, Liam.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
right.
All right, Luxembourg, Liam.
Have you guys seen this skit? It's old school. It's Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yeah, dude.
Bern trained with them.
Yeah, I went
Well,
to school
no.
there.
The funniest skit I think of all time, other than Clayton Bigsby, it's the one about little Donnie disease. You ever seen that one?
Yeah.
You guys know that one?
I have
No.
not.
It's basically like this like heartwarming story about like one of those kids like with cancer and stuff like that, and it has like the whole shebang. It's all like, you know, slow music. But the kid's disease is he's got a super long penis and he gets stuck in like everything. He gets stuck in like bike chains, and that's
I
the whole
have seen
skit.
that skit. Now that
You just can't lead a
that's
normal
fucking
life.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So the four going up are Theo Vaughn, Bill Murray, Steve Harvey, and Doug Stanhope. Very good. Let's keep it moving. Next week on the show, we'll be airing the Danielle Costanzo episode. Make sure you check it out.
Oh,
Really, really good episode. Really fun. But before we get out of here, Bern, anything you want to say to the Bern Maniacs before we get going?
No, just thanks for checking it out. Vote your heart. We all know Bill Murray's the answer here. A lot of funny people, but only one's been doing it for 50 years. Shout out to my family who is currently vacationing in the Outer Banks while I am home alone with the Rona. That was well timed. So
Yeah, fucking nailed that one.
Bern, if you
Bud.
didn't want to go on the vacation, you could have just said it.
dude, I really wanted to go on the vacation. This place had a pool, it had a hot tub. I haven't been in a fucking swimming pool all year. It was gonna be sweet.
Yeah, well,
How many? So when you say your family's down there, who's down there?
My wife, my two children, and then her mom, both her sisters, aunts, uncles.
Any
We usually-
expendables? Maybe
Um,
just go.
Nah, there's a couple older folks.
both her
in the mix.
sisters are there.
No, Dawn's in Florida right now, actually, but Marissa's there.
How are you feeling, Bern?
I don't feel great, man. Not gonna lie to you.
But wait, you
I
have
don't
the
feel
house
like-
to yourself though.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
Corn
then I feel great.
24/7, popcorn everywhere.
yeah,
Popcorn
it's just like
everywhere.
fucking my bones feel like shards of glass, and it's like I don't even feel that sick. It's just like every injury I've ever had, I feel like I blew my back
Yeah.
out 15 years ago, and my back is fucking killing me. I broke my hand twice. Like, I was just
Did you blow
aching,
your
man. It
back
just
out
hurts.
humping J-Dub's mom?
You taking any Tylenol?
Whoa!
Taking a little Tylenol, taking a little Tylenol,
Yeah,
a little water.
Take some Tylenol, you'll be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd be
all
all
right.
right. You'd be all
I'll
right.
be
All right.
recuperating in silence. So
Well,
Very
that
nice.
sucks,
not
Bern.
terrible.
I'm
Yeah.
sure your wife will get home and say, "You know what, honey? You deserve a nice, relaxing week."
Oh yeah,
after she spent the whole week with
7-hour
2
ride
kids.
down there today with the kids was. I mean, let's put it this way: she hasn't called.
How many days are you in? How many days?
I
have you
tested
had?
positive on Monday. I started feeling shitty Sunday night, and then I tested positive on Monday, and then I tested again today, and I was still positive.
Oh, so you
And they
actually have,
left
okay.
today.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're not
we were,
joking.
we were supposed to leave yesterday, and then I was on my ass, and then so she was like, she didn't get out of here early enough, and she was like, I just want to wait a day and make sure nobody else gets it and has any whatever. So I've been in my fucking room for 2 days. It was at least nice to come down today and be able to like chill in
Jerk
the
off
house
in
because I'm not
the
trying to
living
give it to the kids or.
So is your whole family vaccinated? Like, are you vaccinated?
I was, but I didn't get a booster or anything, so I'm probably like overdue. This is the first time I had it. This is the first time I've gotten
I've had it
Rona the whole
3
time.
times.
That you know of.
My wife had it once the day she tested positive when we were delivering our daughter in January. So
Yeah,
those are the only 2
I
times we've
remember
had
that.
it in the
Nice.
fucking hospital and the day before vacation. So
Yeah, man, you got luck. All right,
thanks,
well,
Biden.
Yep. Sorry to hear that, Bern. Sean, before we get out of here, anything you want to say to the Sean Douglas Maniacs?
Dude, I just cannot wait for the next 2 weeks to be over because I'm staying in a goddamn Airbnb right now with my kids. Living in Arizona, waiting to fucking move to Texas, but I cannot wait till this move is over. Our stuff is in storage right now.
Moving
I got-
suck.
Yeah, well, luckily, I mean, I've been fortunate enough. We had movers, and they moved everything for us, put it in storage. So, but it's still a pain in the ass. And we still have a 16-hour drive ahead of us starting October 3rd. So,
Damn.
with 2 toddler twins. So it's gonna be exciting.
It's gonna be a test on your marriage.
Are you
is what it's
doing-
gonna be?
What are you gonna do? Like 8 hours and then take a break, or
Or
Oh,
will
dude,
one
if-
of you just chuck it up and do the whole 16 and change them at a gas station?
No, dude, if it was me, I would just keep them up for like 2 days straight, and then they just sleep in the car, and I would just drive straight through. but the wife's probably not going to be okay with that. I don't know. It's up to her. She's in
It's
charge.
16 hours to drive from Arizona to Texas.
Texas is pretty
Yeah,
big.
I could no shit do it one day. I know I could, but with
Yeah.
them, I don't know. So it's up to the wife. I don't know.
Well,
She's
good
in
luck.
charge.
Good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that, bro. Lasmeeshma. Anything you want to say to Lasmeeshma Nation before we get out of here?
Yeah, everybody out there, everyone that does not agree with you is not your enemy. We're all different. We all have different viewpoints. We all have different, and we all say and do stupid shit. So if somebody just disagrees with you, fucking cut them some slack. You know what I mean? We all don't have to be at each other's throats.
Right.
That's it.
If you don't like popcorn, it's
Wow.
not the end of the world. You know?
Have you been getting a lot of hate mail from the popcorn video? Is this a reaction to that?
No, but that I would fight to someone about.
Liam's
Yeah.
on crowd control now.
Nice.
Trying to
Good advice.
rebuild his
Nah,
image.
Everybody, let's cut each other some slack. You know?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Don't be
Disagree
such a
without
twat all the
fighting.
time.
Yeah. Smile.
Gotcha. Very nice. Tom, anything you want to say to the Captain Jerkbeard jerk off so we get out of here?
Yeah, fuck Liam for what he just said. He's full of shit. No. If you listen to
I've
this
never
past...
been wrong. I've never been wrong ever.
Yeah. You're what's wrong with his country. So
I am kind of.
I will say this on this week's episode, Eduardo Valdivieso, Matt told a story about when he was leading a conga line at the spin around
Incredibly
skating
leading it.
ring.
I was
If
born
you
to
believed
Congo.
a fucking word that Matt said, that he said, I brought out first a broomstick and tripped him in front of everybody, then changed it to a pool stick. And I didn't have a stick I didn't have anything with me.
But you tripped me.
I did trip him.
So fucking doesn't matter what you had.
But come on, Matt. You can't like that when you throw that extra bullshit in there that makes no sense. Like you think I'm gonna they're just gonna let a fucking 7th grade kid go out there with a fucking broomstick on a fucking are you kidding me? A pool
You
stick?
fucking tripped me. You know what it was?
I did
It was
trip
the
you.
stick they did the
It
limbo with.
was hilarious. It was hilarious.
It was not hilarious.
So it was
I
like
got
Matt's
fucking nailed.
Matt's coach was like leading I think he was with them too.
No, I was leading the Congo.
Okay, Matt's leading the Congo line now. And
Beautifully.
he went down and everybody fell on top of him. Oh my God.
Sounds like
It's
something
a
that if
fun-
you're
You know
not
how many-
involved with, it would be hilarious.
You know how many times it was like it was like a
hilarious.
boom, like a skate right in my back, and I was like,
It was a 10-car pileup. It was
oh
incredible.
my god, dude! Tom and his friend were the only ones not in the Congo. You know, it was Congo City.
Nah, there was
Too
plenty
cool
of
to
other people
conga?
there.
Too
I
cool
was,
to conga?
I was the.
No, it wasn't my team. You know, it was his team.
I was
whatever.
the Congo
we were just
king. I was the
going around,
Congo
and then I
king
said,
of the
"Hey,
Cuyahoga. And
whoopsie daisies.
yeah, Tom just couldn't stand to see his younger brother leading the Congo, and he had to, you know.
Matt lost his footing.
No, glad that you could be happy, Tom. So either way,
instead of making up these bogus stories.
speaking of real Congos, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the Madman Sean Day, Lasmeeshma Liam Reese, Captain Jerkbeard Tom Lavelle, and the bad boy Benoit Podcasy, Bern Podcasy. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the Twitter at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See ya. All right. All right. Game 3 of the 7 of 7 series. All right, Liam, odds or evens?
Stevens.
Damn, it's an odd. Bern, what do you want?
Tails.
I mean, first, you want first and tails. Yes.
First.
Paper,
Tails.
paper.
Call it in the air. Here we go.
Paper.
Tails.
Tails.
Heads it is. Liam's up 1-0. All right. Liam, go ahead.
What's the score?
Liam's up 2-0.
I hate to
2-0.
break it to you, this. I've taken like college level and graduate level stats. If you want to win this, just shoot. Okay, just choose one side every day.
Bern. Or no,
Right.
Liam, your call in the air.
Heads.
Tails. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. 1-1. Here we go. All right. Bern,
Bern's winning
call
this
it,
one.
Call it in the air.
Tails.
Tails it is. Bern's up 2-1.
Dos uno. Paper.
All right.
Paper.
Liam,
Paper.
Liam, you need this. Don't take yourself in the hole here. Ready? Call it in the air.
Heads.
Heads it is. Liam's on the 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. All right. Bern,
Yep.
go ahead.
Tails.
Heads.
All right. So it's just
Liam
heads twice.
takes the lead. Liam takes the lead. Up 3-2. Liam, if you hit this, then you win game 3. Call it in the air.
Tails.
And it's heads.
It's heads 3 times in a row.
What do you want, dude? It's a penny. Burn.
What's it gonna be?
You know
Burn.
what I'm doing.
Paper.
Oh, if I would have listened to
Paper.
Sean, I would have
Paper.
won.
Paper.
Well, the sample size has to be pretty big.
All right.
Through three games, I have yet to choose heads, so I'll continue to choose tails.
All right.
The win.
This is for the win. Burn to finally get on the board. He is down 2 series to none. This is the first best of 7 series.
They've all come down to 3-3, by the way. too.
Yeah,
they've all
it's
gotten
been pretty.
down to
It's been
3-3.
pretty great. So okay, Burn, call it in the air.
Tradition.
Tails. Paper.
And it's heads. Fucking Liam.
3-0.
Liam is up 3-0 in the best of 7
So let's
series.
see. That's 7. I went.
It was heads
first.
4 times in a row.
I went first.
What do you want, bro?
twice.
He's got a double-headed coin. Anyone
Yeah.
checking
Can we
his
He's got
see
the
it?
This
two-face.
Can
guy
we see
makes
it?
up stories about broomsticks and pool sticks and all
Can
this
we-
other
Yeah, if
Can
you
we-
lie about one thing, you lie
Yep,
about everything.
Exactly. That's
I
my
didn't
point.
lie.
I've made 11
Luxembourg, Liam
choices.
knows.
I've made 11 choices. Liam's made 10 choices throughout the course of this.
Talk about Luxembourg again.
I've guessed tails 11 times, and I'm down 3-0. So that's a weird one for the old probability.
No,
Probability
it's just
lines.
it's a sample size. We got to do
Yeah.
it like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I mean, next week will be the last time we do it. So
I'll see you next week. You know what I'm calling.
Burn is up, or Liam is
Well,
up
you know
3-0.
Tails always fails. Wait,
Tails
No.
never fails except on Sunday. But
And
either way.
this is
failing right now.
Although,
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna nerd out. I'm gonna show you how much of a nerd I am. But it'd be interesting to see because if you do a randomized computer test, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, it's always gonna be 50-50. But with a coin, it'd be interesting because one side probably has more metal on one side of it.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
the head, I think.
Well,
Yeah, it's
also
a little
you'd
bit,
have
a little bit
you'd
different.
have to control. You'd have to have a control if it's the exact same flip every
Yeah.
time, which is tough with a person. Like it'd have to be the exact same
Yeah, that-
pressure.
It is not the exact same flip every time.
No.
Because
You're using a
Matt,
fucking
I was just
penny.
lying.
I
This
didn't
guy-
drop
I know
it.
you just. I know you
I
just
didn't
bought a
drop it
house, but
this
we can't
week,
afford a
guys.
quarter for this. We can't afford. a
Guys,
quarter
I
for
didn't
this. We're
drop
using
it this
pennies.
week. How about a
He's-
hands up? Good job,
He's-
Matt, not dropping the
He's trying
coin
to
this
build
week.
up drama for the show. Here comes a 3-game
Oh,
comeback for Bern. We're
Let's
going to
go.
7.
We'll
and,
see about
you know,
that.
Matt's
Wow.
gonna be,
Wow.
oh, it's Tails again. What a
I've lost every
coincidence."
competition I've ever faced against Liam.
Wow.
well, Matt.
I mean,
I'll tell
don't
you-
fucking shit on the
You
punchline.
beat him in the
fam.
person who has Rona.
Matt, I'll
today.
give you a. I used to do this for research because we have to come up with randomized numbers for research. You can get a randomized generator for numbers online, and you just you say you do a minimum of 1 to 100, and it'll literally just randomly pick a number. So you can just I can do it right now. I'm doing it right now on my phone.
Right.
It's called fucking random number generator.
You got a
you just-
random number that just came up right now?
Well, I said min is 1, max is 2, and I press generate.
No. I was gonna
Generate.
say do 1 through
Generate.
100 and see if we can guess it.
Oh, okay, right now.
Tell us when you got it. I'll let you
Okay,
know
ready.
exactly.
Okay,
what
min is
number it
1, max.
I already know my
is-
number.
Okay,
Same. Liam,
It's
go
1
first.
to 100,
1 to 100, random number.
27.
Well,
Okay.
does
I'm
everyone
gonna
guess
go
it?
Yeah, because if I say it, it's gonna give it away.
Yeah.
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 65.
33.
13.
61.
61. Wow. All right. Well, guys, I gotta fucking go. Great shit tonight. Kind of like we did the old, that's like a pardon my take gimmick with a random number, but I kind of like it, So
Well, it's more
maybe-
accurate. It's way more accurate.
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, it takes away all the variables.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Well,
Matt
they do.
Lyons.
Theirs is out of a lottery machine. So, all right. Either way, good shit tonight, guys. Good stuff. I'll see you. You know, we got the episode airing next week and stuff. And then I think in 2 weeks, we're airing the D Siren episode. So be ready for that. We're going to need a
Heyo.
big push. So,
By the way, I think this has been the most we moved through this episode. The
Yeah.
best. Just wanted
Yeah.
to
Good flow.
put that
Good
out
flow.
there.
Yeah, it's not even 10 o'clock.
yeah, well, there's a reason for that. So, all right. Good
Say it,
shit,
say
guys.
Say
Yep.
it. We all know it.
All right.
No, the reason is because I don't have time to edit this. So it needed to be a perfect episode with no edits. So we're good. All right. Good shit.
Oh.
Yep.